Cooking. I'm your hostess, Cindy Schumacher. On today's show, we're going to be making corn chowder, calzone, and a pumpkin sheet cake. So it's hunting season, and these are some of the things that I make for our hunters. They love to come in and have a hearty bowl of soup and a sandwich. And calzone, if you're not familiar with that, is kind of an elegant pizza. So we're going to start with the pumpkin cake so that we can get it going, and then we'll start and we'll do everything else so it all gets done at about the same time again. So we're going to start out with 4 eggs, and we're going to beat them. Then we're going to add 1 cup of oil, we're going to add 2 cups of sugar, and you get that so it's well blended. Okay, now we're going to add the dry ingredients. I've got the spices here. It's a teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of ginger, a teaspoon of cloves, and 2½ teaspoons of cinnamon. And then we have our teaspoon of salt and our 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to kind of stir that up a little bit so it blends, and then we're going to add our 2 cups of flour. Okay, and now we can add our pumpkin. The nice thing about this is, although it's more of a cake, it slices up so nice so you can actually serve it like a bar, and it's easy for your hunters to grab, or for a church potluck or something like that. I'm going to start my oven at 375, and we're going to pour it into our jelly roll pan. They say that there's nothing like spices to make a house smell like home. When you smell the combination of those spices, just like a pumpkin pie, there's nothing like it. Okay, so we'll give that oven just a few more minutes to heat up, and we'll make the frosting and set it aside, and then we'll start on our meal. Okay, we're going to pop our cake in the oven, and that's going to bake for 20 minutes. So we're going to set our timer, and we're going to do the frosting and then set it aside. I have 4 ounces of cream cheese, 6 tablespoons of butter that I've softened. I'm going to fluff those a little bit. teaspoon of vanilla. Got about a tablespoon of milk. I've already pre-sifted my powdered sugar. I like to sift it so that the frosting doesn't get so lumpy. There we go. That's all there is to it. Frosting's done. We're going to start on the calzone.
Pick your promo, sign up for high-speed internet, and get an iPad mini for only $60, plus get $60 in Valley Bucks. Or sign up for HD DVR from Valley Video and get $60 in Valley Bucks. Take advantage of these great promotions in honor of Valley being around for the last 60 years. Call 437-2615 today.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Okay, we're going to work on the calzone now. Remember, all these recipes can be found on the Valley website. If you don't have internet, please call the Valley office and they'll help you get a copy of whatever recipes you like. So what I've done is I have a bread machine, so I made my dough in the bread machine. You can use frozen dough, or you can buy a pizza crust or whatever you like, because essentially, as I said before, this is kind of an elegant pizza. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make, you can put anything in the calzone that you like. I kind of do like a supreme pizza. I do the ground beef, I've browned it with onion. I've got black olives, green peppers, mushrooms, and pepperonis. And you just mix it all together. It's very simple. Got myself a spoon here. And then you mix in your cheese, and there you can just eye it however you like. I normally like a lot of cheese. It seems to just kind of blend everything together. Okay, now we're going to take a little pizza sauce and run it down the center of our dough. You don't want to go too close to the far ends, because we're going to be sealing it shut, and that will prevent you from sealing it. I put a little bit in the calzone, and then you serve it on the side in a dish so people can spoon a little more over the top. So what I do also is, normally my ground beef is still warm when I put everything together. I'm going to just pop it in the microwave just for a minute, and just so it warms everything, and it'll just bake a little nicer. We're going to put the filling in the middle here. Like I said before, use your imagination for your filling. You can do anything you like. And then I kind of pile it up like this. And then we're going to make 5 cuts along each side like this. And then we're going to weave it across each other. So you go like this. It looks harder than it is. It really is pretty simple. Okay, and at the ends, I just simply take a little tuck and seal it like that. Okay. Then we baste it with a little butter. Excuse me, I lost my brush here. This will help it turn out nice and golden brown. I baste it all along the sides and the ends, so it's nice and evenly browned when it comes out. And then I'm going to lift it onto my cookie sheet. This is what it looks like before we bake it. So it's ready to pop in the oven. We're gonna start on the corn chowder, and then once the vegetables start getting tender, we'll pop that in so everything's done at the same time. So in my kettle, I have a half stick of butter, or I should say a stick of butter, half cup, and we want that to melt. And we're adding 2 stalks of celery, 2 tablespoons of green pepper, and 2 large potatoes that are cubed. A medium onion that I've already pre-diced so that we can save a little time here. And we're going to let those cook for a little while. And I'm going to cover it because it seems to capture a little bit of the heat and it kind of steams it a little bit. So we'll cover it for a few minutes before we add our seasonings.
Cellular service doesn't have to be scary. 4G LTE is now available with new plans and new phones. Stop by or call Valley today at 437-2615 to see what we have to offer.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
The vegetables are pretty well tender, so what we're going to do is add our 2 tablespoons of flour and start thickening it a little bit. And then we add 2 tablespoons of chicken granules or chicken bouillon, whatever you prefer. And that's going to give it a real nice flavor. Our 1/8 teaspoon of pepper and our teaspoon of salt. Okay, I've reduced the heat just a little bit. We're gonna pour in the milk and the cream. If you read the recipe, I've explained that you can use 4 cups of milk, 4 cups of half and half, 4 cups of cream if you want. I use 2 cups of milk and 2 cups of cream, so it's basically like using 4 cups of half and half. It's just whatever you're going to prefer. But I like my soup real creamy. Stir it through. And we're going to add our corn, and the corn is frozen, so it'll heat through pretty rapidly. Stir it through. Then I'm going to put the lid on it and we'll let it sit, and we'll start working. We'll pop our calzone back in the oven. This is our pumpkin cake. So we're going to let that cool a little bit, and then we'll put our cream cheese frosting on. Our soup is ready to serve. Our calzone is just a few minutes away.
Valley Telecommunications is pleased to announce that our Technology Solutions Center is fully stocked and open for business. We have a large selection to meet your wants and needs. Some of the items we currently carry are a variety of corded and cordless phones, different brands of tablets such as Kindle Fires and Apple iPads and all the accessories for them, Telekin computers, Epson and HP printers and ink cartridges, Apple iPods and accessories, office supplies, wireless keyboards and mice, cellular phones and accessories, different types of media storage, cameras, headphones, power strips and surge protectors, and much, much more. You can also get your very own Valley swag. Our prices are reasonable and comparable to any other retail store. If there is something that you want or need that we do not currently carry, please let us know so that we can check into it for you. We accept all major credit cards, cash or check. Please feel free to stop by our office and check out our new and improved store for all of your technology and day-to-day business needs.
All right, our calzone is ready to come out of the oven. It's nice and brown. So we're ready to serve lunch, except for I have to frost the bars yet. This cream cheese frosting uses a lot less sugar than some of the recipes, so I think you'll like it. It doesn't get quite so sweet. If you really want to get fancy and you're entertaining, you could make little carrots out of frosting too, but this is for hunters, so we're going to be real casual. That's the way they like it. Okay, I'll bring the soup over and we'll slice the calzone. Yeah, Pat. Go. I use an electric knife. You can use a bread knife. Whatever you have is fine.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Now when you order calzone at some restaurants, they call it calzone, but actually the proper pronunciation is calzone. So you can be educated when if somebody tries to correct you. Drizzle a little sauce on top of it if you like. Dish up some corn chowder. And this is a nice hearty meal, and if it's cold out, the guys will love coming into that. We've got our pumpkin bars all ready to go. I'm gonna slice them up for you here. Remember, all these recipes can be found on the Valley website, and if you don't have internet, remember you can call the office and they'll help you get a copy of the recipes. There we go, perfect fall lunch. Thank you for joining us today at this edition of Country Cooking, and we'll see you next time.